In developing countries, almost 2.7 billion people live without access to clean cooking facilities. In the graph, you may see that the worst situation is in Africa, where the share of people who still relying on non-commercial biomass burned in traditional devices, as firewood, dung, and forest residues, reaches the 100% in many countries. Most of internal displaced persons and refugees stand in this adverse condition as well, where energy insecurity may also lead to food insecurity. The scenario elaborated by International Energy Agency in the World Energy Outlook 2013 is not encouraging. 2.5 billion people will still lack access to clean cooking facilities in 2030. The situation is estimated to be much worse in Africa, where the actual share of people who rely on traditional cookstoves and biomass will increase by 21%. For the countries in the Middle East and Latin America, the situation is not expected to change. The only improvements will be in developing Asia. Three are the main consequences related to the use of traditional cookstoves fueled by biomass. Firstly, the health of most people is seriously compromised by indoor air pollution generated by the usage of inefficient cooking facilities. Secondly, the environment is negatively affected by the intensive use of firewood, which create a huge pressure on the ecosystem. In conclusion, the huge amount of time that people, especially women and children, spend for fuel collection is an important constraint to their development and empowerment. Let's discuss them one by one, starting from the impact on local health. The World Health Organization confirms that 4.3 million people per year die prematurely due to illness attributable to this household air pollution caused by smoke produced by inefficient combustion of solid fuels. Among these deaths, 34% are caused by sudden stroke, 26% by heart problems, while the remaining 40% by ills such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, pneumonia, and lung cancer. Moreover, it is important to know that the number of deaths attributable to the smoke from biomass is the largest one if compared to the other common heart disease in developing countries. In the graph, you may see the number is almost 3 times higher than the number of deaths caused by HIV, while much more than 6 times higher than malaria. Second consequence, the use of wood for cooking in inefficient devices increases the pressure on deforestation. In most of developing countries, this fact causes a lot of negative consequences on the environment. The first are soil erosion and desertification of lands, which cause the loss of soil fertility and arable land, destabilize the hydrologic cycle, leading to drier climate. They cause losses of ecosystems, increase flood risks in downstream areas and the consequent siltation of lakes and alteration in the aquatic fauna. Surely, cause-effect relationship among deforestation, forest degradation and energy uses of biomass is a critical issue, but in most of developing countries, firewood is one of the first causes of natural forest resources depletion. Particularly in Africa, data provided by FAO show that firewood accounted for about 90% of total wood removals in 2005. Last but not least, wood collection could be an obstacle to the social development of people, because it is a highly time-consuming activity. Especially for women and children, this activity limits their time available for education and social activities. Moreover, it exposes them to frequent phenomena of gender-based violence and mistreatment, highly frequent in many contexts, such as refugee camps and informal settlements. The use of more efficient devices, such as improved cook stoves, may mitigate the frequency of wood collection thanks to fuel savings. On the other hand, the nexus between time savings and the use of improved cook stoves is not always evident and guaranteed, and people could continue to do the same travels and spend the same time simply by carrying less wood per trip.